Top 10 space movies judged by actual astronauts. Number 10 is Interstellar. Interstellar is a science fiction epic directed by Christopher Nolan and starring Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway among others. Set in a future where a failing Earth puts humanity on the brink of extinction, it sees an intrepid team of NASA scientists, engineers and pilots attempt to find a new habitable planet via interstellar travel, but when a real-life astronaut says "I'm confused, you know it's bad." And according to Hadfield, there just isn't much else to say about this fictional interpretation of what happens in a black hole, as no one has actually been in one and lived to tell the tale. We simply don't know what exactly happens in there. Reisman's opinion of the bookshelf Tesseract is not that favorable, but he does still rate the movie at an 8, as they did get a lot of the other scientific facts, especially around relativistic effects right. Top 10 space movies judged by actual astronauts. Number 10 is Interstellar. Interstellar is a science fiction epic directed by Christopher Nolan and starring Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway among others. Set in a future where a failing Earth puts humanity on the brink of extinction, it sees an intrepid team of NASA scientists, engineers and pilots attempt to find a new habitable planet via interstellar travel, but when a real-life astronaut says "I'm confused, you know it's bad." And according to Hadfield, there just isn't much else to say about this fictional interpretation of what happens in a black hole, as no one has actually been in one and lived to tell the tale. We simply don't know what exactly happens in there. Reisman's opinion of the bookshelf Tesseract is not that favorable, but he does still rate the movie at an 8, as they did get a lot of the other scientific facts, especially around relativistic effects right. Number 9 is Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy is an American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics superhero team of the same name, produced by Marvel Studios. Even though Star-Lord, Chris Pratt, is wearing a helmet to protect himself from the effects of the vacuum outside his spacecraft, what about the rest of his body? While we as the viewers know that it's fictional and highly dramatized to portray his self-sacrificing love for Gamora, Zoe Saldana, it is still interesting to hear our real-life astronaut's explanation of what would actually happen to someone exposed to a vacuum in this way. First up, barotrauma. This refers to the gases inside your lungs and sinuses that will start expanding very quickly once exposed to a vacuum, as there is no longer any air pressure pushing against them. Then, compression sickness, also known as bends, suffered by deep-sea divers who come up to the surface too quickly, not allowing the gases inside and outside your body to equalize. Not good, obviously, but also not quite as dramatic and gruesome as Arnold Schwarzenegger's portrayal in Total Recall. Number 8 is Total Recall. Total Recall is an American science fiction action film directed by Paul Verhoeven. Total Recall was seen as one of the greatest action movies of Arnold Schwarzenegger's career. It's also one of the smarter movies that the actor was ever involved in. To this day, many of his fans are still wondering exactly how the movie ended. Was Douglas Quaid, played by Schwarzenegger, actually a secret agent who had false memories of his life implanted, or is most of what we see throughout the film just the playing out of the false memory that was implanted? Our astronauts, as one would expect, are less interested in the complexities of the plot and far more concerned with the practical and scientific elements of the movie. The shattering helmet, for example. According to Stott, helmets are far more durable than we see in the clip above, although there are parts that could possibly be cracked by sharp pieces of metal. For example, visors are constructed of very durable, sturdy polycarbonate that simply does not shatter on impact. Number 7 is Gravity. Gravity is a science fiction thriller film directed by Alfonso Cuarón. It stars Sandra Bullock and George Clooney as American astronauts who are stranded in space after the mid-orbit destruction of their space shuttle, and attempt to return to Earth. The entirety of our specialists concur that on the off chance that you need to recognize what it resembles in space, there has never been a superior film than Gravity. The sights and sounds are precise and suggestive of precisely what she encountered on her space strolls. Stott reviews. The view, particularly in the initial scenes of the moderate turning Earth and dazzling lighting, genuinely gives you the crude feeling of how amazingly delightful it is up there, says Hadfield. Reisman concurs that, albeit wonderfully shot, the film challenges the laws of material science. It manages space trash causing destruction on the worldwide space station. Also, truly, appropriately enough, there is a ton of stuff coasting up there. Notwithstanding, as indicated by Stott, every single piece greater than a clenched hand is followed by a researcher on Earth and an immense haze of flotsam and jetsam out of nowhere astonishing the spacewalkers is simply unrealistic. During the scene where the two fundamental characters are making fixes to the Hubble telescope, Sandra's character delivers the lashes, binds her to the robot arm and goes coasting off into space as though there is some outside power practiced upon her and not the gear. In another scene she gets Clooney's tie and he reveals to her that she should release him to spare herself. When she has halted his force, he wouldn't be going anyplace. Indeed, even the satellite zooming by at around 120 miles per hour is so distant from reality that our genuine space explorers simply snicker. Satellites travel at 5 miles for each second, multiple times quicker than a rifle projectile. They would have actually an ideal opportunity to distinguish what they are seeing. Number 6 is Armageddon. Armageddon is an American science fiction disaster film produced and directed by Michael Bay. This movie very much falls into the fictional category. It's pretty obvious that much of what happens is total nonsense. Hadfield calls it tragic comic. Stott, however, noticed some redeeming factors, especially the swimming pool scene above. According to her, what you see on screen is pretty much exactly what she herself experienced and remembers about training in NASA's big pool. When you're training underwater, she says, you are surrounded by safety divers helping you with the equipment and getting in and out of the pool. Thankfully, in space it's actually easier to move around. Although she agrees that the 12-day training is more or less impossible, her opinion is that NASA was just trying to familiarize the crew with what it would feel like up in space. Thus the pool and T-38 jets. Real-life astronauts go through the same processes in order to learn to work complex systems in similar environments. Number 5 is First Man. First Man is an American biographical drama film directed by Damien Chazelle. Based on the 2005 book First Man, The Life of Neil A. Armstrong by James R. Hansen. Before astronauts become astronauts, they usually have some other technical career. Often, they start out as test pilots, as was the case with Neil Armstrong and his fellow crew members. In the movie, Armstrong is seen flying an X-15. Nothing wrong with that. The representation, though, is flawed. According to Hadfield, an X-15's vibrations would be so minute as to be imperceptible. If your aircraft is rattling to the extent this one is, there's got to be something wrong. And then somehow, for some unknowable reason, it all suddenly goes dead quiet. Where did all that sound disappear to? Even the sky as seen through the aircraft's windows is all wrong. In real life, the higher you go, the darker it gets. In the movie, the color of the sky goes from sky blue to light blue and then suddenly goes to black. But the most disappointing thing about the movie, Hadfield says, is the glum atmosphere and lack of joy around the mission. Being an astronaut is a great adventure, and although the members of the crew are all aware of the seriousness and potential dangers of the situation, they are also awed and overjoyed at the mere possibility of being in outer space. Number 4 is Passengers. Passengers is a 2016 American science fiction romance film directed by Morton Tildum and written by John Spates. Turning the rocket you're going in will make a gravity-like pseudo-power, radial power, to be definite. Much like the clothes washer rides at entertainment meccas, the turning impacts a power that pushes objects, counting individuals, against the external edges of the vehicle. The pool scene in Passengers is an extraordinary visual portrayal of what might befall the water once the boat has quit turning and the radial power has hence gone. Not that that is probably going to occur, as indicated by Hadfield. It would take an extraordinary outside power, or brakes, to stop the movement of such a tremendous vehicle in space. The other hiccup here is that the power would not mystically return and send everything smashing down like in the film. To get such a monstrous metal structure turning again would take extensive time and exertion. But what happens when the globules of water mass in a big blob is very realistic, and exactly what happens to droplets of water in the International Space Station. Even tears, according to Stott. Number 3 is The Martian. The Martian is a 2015 science fiction film directed by Ridley Scott. When astronauts blast off from the planet Mars, they leave behind Mark Watney, Matt Damon, presumed dead after a fierce storm. With only a meager amount of supplies, the stranded visitor must utilize his wits and spirit to find a way to survive on the hostile planet. Meanwhile, back on Earth, members of NASA and a team of international scientists work tirelessly to bring him home, while his crewmates hatch their own plan for a daring rescue mission. Reisman rates this film at a 9 in light of the fact that other than the possibility that penetrating the glove of your spacesuit will make it act like a fly pack and drive you around space like Iron Man, the film is pretty accurate. Hadfield opposes this idea. As per him, there are a few logical misnomers. For one, Matt Damon's character, Mark Watney, would not be very as buff as he's in the film. The red planet's gravity is just about 38% of the Earth's. Imprint would in this way just weigh around 33% of his depicted weight. The air is likewise unfathomably flimsy on Mars. You would need to climb Everest multiple times to get to the stature where the air is similarly as light on Earth. Furthermore, when you realize that a large number of the scenes outside the spaceship become tricky. The idea behind Watney growing his own crop of potatoes on Mars is not far from the truth, though. All he needs is nutrient-rich soil, which he recreates using his own excrement, together with heat, water and oxygen. And these can be created with relatively simple chemical reactions using the spaceship's supplies, something every astronaut is thoroughly trained in. Number 2 is 2001: A Space Odyssey. 2001: A Space Odyssey is a 1968 British-American epic science fiction film produced and directed by Stanley Kubrick. An imposing black structure provides a connection between the past and the future in this enigmatic adaptation of a short story by revered sci-fi author Arthur C. Clarke. When Dr. Dave Bowman, Keir Dullea, and other astronauts are sent on a mysterious mission, Reisman and Hadfield both really love this movie, and even the science holds up really well. In short, the movie is beautifully, artistically and quite realistically portrayed. When Hadfield returned from his first ever spacewalk, he had no words to explain to his wife what he had seen, other than it's exactly as they imagined in the movie. Quite a feat considering the film was made before man ever landed on the moon. The movie also makes use of the idea of creating centrifugal force to simulate gravity by rotating the International Space Station. And, according to Reisman, they even got the speed right, about 1.5 revolutions per minute, which will result in around half a g. G equals gravitational force. More or less half the gravity you will feel on Earth, enough to keep the passengers and other objects more or less in place. Number 1 is Apollo 13. Apollo 13 is a 1995 American space docudrama film directed by Ron Howard. Astronauts Lovell, Hayes and Swiggett of the Apollo 13 moon mission find themselves stranded when their spacecraft gets damaged. NASA must now find a way to bring them back before it is too late. Maybe the most realistic of all the space movies, says Hadfield. Apollo 13 tells the story of astronauts Lovell, Hayes, and Swiggett, who, during the Apollo 13 moon mission, find themselves stranded when their spacecraft gets damaged. Several master alarms sound and the astronauts realize a problem. Hadfield himself has used the famous line on a few occasions and says that it truly is the most impactful sentence imaginable. Everyone who hears it immediately stops what they're doing and pays attention to what the commander is going to say next. This docudrama beautifully portrays the process of problem solving that happens on a daily basis in space flight. Not as dramatically, thankfully, but the principle is the same. According to our experts, director Ron Howard went to great lengths to ensure the accuracy of what is shown in the movie. Even the dialogue during the intense scenes is practically a carbon copy of NASA's transcripts. Reisman even goes so far as to say that it's as close to a documentary as the director could get without hauling all his equipment into outer space. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more interesting videos.